Hi, this is Faith Hill.
This is Percy Faith, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
This is Martha Reeves of Martha and the Vandellas.
This is David Hidalgo from Los Lobos.
This is Marie Digby, and you're listening to The Sounds of Christmas
Podcast.
Welcome to the Sounds of Christmas podcast. Hi, I'm Ken Kessler. If you're new to this podcast, I want to start by saying thanks for joining us. If you're not new, welcome back. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Now, to avoid any confusion, I want to start off by saying there won't be any music played here. This is a place for conversation. I'll talk about Christmas music and some related topics, sometimes by myself and sometimes with guests. If you're looking for music, just go to soundsofchristmas.com and click on the tree or the player on the front page or on the Listen Now page. We play the best variety of Christmas music all year long. Well, except in October, when we play the best variety of Halloween music. Happy New Year! And thank you for an amazing 2023. I feel like I say thank you a lot, but I really want to convey how grateful I am that you continue to listen to this podcast and to the Sounds of Christmas online station. For the station, I don't know that we broke any records this year. And to be honest, with more people than ever listening on their phones, tablets, and other devices, and with security improvements made to protect your privacy, we have the highest percentage ever of listeners in unknown areas. In fact, Unknown has more listeners than anywhere else except the United States. And I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't hit the number one spot in the next couple years. Germany, Canada, and the UK round out the top 5, and those are followed by Australia, Brazil, Norway, Italy, and France. I'm not bragging, and I hope it doesn't sound like I am. Frankly, these days, when it's easier than ever to make a Christmas music playlist, I am so grateful and even humbled that so many seem to return to the Sounds of Christmas year after year. And since the station is on all year long, that so many continue to listen long after the traditional season has wrapped up. And really, the geographic particulars aren't that important, at least not to me. I started the Sounds of Christmas back in 2007, hoping to share my love of Christmas and Christmas music with any who might be interested. And it's beyond gratifying to know that 16 years later, people are still sharing at least part of the season with me, no matter what state or what country they're in. I'm recording this in the afternoon on New Year's Eve in Florida. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to a version of Run, Rudolph, Run by the Dave Edmunds Band, along with listeners in Cincinnati, Ohio, Naperville, Illinois, Redwood City, California, Germany, India, and Afghanistan. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm just so appreciative of everyone that takes the time to spend even just a little of this very special season with the Sounds of Christmas. So thank you for listening. And while traditional radio stations have already put away their Christmas music, the Sounds of Christmas is still on, playing the best variety of Christmas music all year long. Except, as you probably know, when October rolls around and we switch to Halloween music for the entire month. I'm also grateful for the support you've given to this podcast. I believe this is our 179th episode as we near the end of our 3rd year. And like the Sounds of Christmas station, I wasn't sure that anyone else would be interested in listening to me talk about Christmas music, but I thought I'd give it a shot. And I owe you a tremendous amount of thank yous for listening to and downloading so many episodes, especially during the past year. Okay, this part might seem like I'm bragging again, but honestly, I'm so grateful. And I just want you to know that any successes this podcast has had have all been because you listened. First, for the 3rd year in a row, MyMerryChristmas.com named us the best Christmas music podcast. This comes from people voting on their website, and I am just gobsmacked that this has happened 3 times. This was followed by 2 amazing announcements from the folks at FeedSpot. The Sounds of Christmas was named Best Christmas Podcast and Best Christmas Music Podcast. For this, FeedSpot considers over 500 Christmas-related podcasts, and while I don't know the specific criteria they use, I am stunned that the Sounds of Christmas podcast is at the top of both of those lists. And finally, the site GoodPods placed the Sounds of Christmas on their list of the top 100 music commentary podcasts. I have no idea how they decided on that, and I'm seriously humbled at the company I'm with on that list. In fact, That goes for all of these accolades. I'm definitely thrilled to have the Sounds of Christmas podcast recognized like this, but it's pretty amazing to be around so many other terrific podcasts. And I hope if you check any of these lists that I mentioned or click on them down in the show notes, that you'll check out some of these other podcasts too. I'm pretty sure you'll find something that you like. But as far as 2023 goes for the Sounds of Christmas station and podcast, all I can say is wow. And thank you. Thanks so much for listening, for helping me share some Christmas spirit, and for continuing to support the station and podcast. I told you how to listen to the station, and you're already listening to the podcast, so my work here really is just about done. All of our episodes are available on the Sounds of Christmas website. Just click the podcast tab. And we have a Linktree page, and I'll put that down in the show notes too. So you can find us on your favorite streaming site. Click on over and subscribe, and then you'll never miss another episode. If you have comments or suggestions on this episode, previous episodes, or the Sounds of Christmas station, feel free to reach out to me on social media or through the website. Thanks again. And may you always believe in Santa Claus.